In 2012, Sterling was number 27 out of 39 cats to be rescued from a hoarding situation in Maryland. He had an upper respiratory infection and was infested with lice. He was then held for 40 days at an animal control facility where he was able to get cleaned up and healthy. Once he was in better shape, an incredible rescue up in Maryland reached out to us as they were trying to place the cats they had rescued into homes. We of course agreed to take the handsome boy in, and a wonderful volunteer drove all the way from Maryland to bring him to us. This is the story of how Sterling found his forever home at BCR. Sterling has been able to continue living his life in a safe place where he is so loved. Thank you so much to the amazing Maryland volunteers who made all of this possible. Sterling is able to live the life he has today because of your love and dedication.
So I met Sterling way back when I first started. I didn't really interact with him a whole lot the first, I want to say the first 2 weeks, just because I wasn't in his room, cleaning his room or anything. I saw him from the corner of my eye sitting there in his room and I was like, that is a gorgeous little fluff ball. Of course he's not little, but you know. The first time I really got to interact with him was when I was learning how to do ears and nails, which we do every week for the cats to make sure their ears and nails are very healthy and they're happy. I believe it was Samantha who was like, he's an easy cat to do, he's a good one to learn with because he doesn't mind as much. And he let me hold him and we kind of held him like, I'm going to use LT as an example, kind of like this. And he was just purring and purring and purring. And I just thought he was the sweetest guy. I mean, he is so chill now, but that was my first impression of him, was that he was just a laid-back little fluff ball. I've seen Sterling change in quite a few ways. He is an older man, but when I first started, he had quite a few friends in his room, and I've kind of seen him get more comfortable with Izzy and LT, who LT was really shy when I first started, and now they just love to be in cuddle puddles, or more of Sterling is there and then he is the puddle and then he is cuddled, which I think is really sweet. You could tell he was looking for attention. He wanted friends to be around him when I first started, and now it's like everybody in the room is his friend, which I think is really sweet and beautiful and loving, and I just love that for him. But yeah, and he has a lot more patience in his older age. He is very chill and very calm, but there were some times where he just didn't really want anything to do with anyone or any of his friends and just do his own thing, and now, you know, kids can come in and visit and he doesn't really seem to mind. He's kind of a loaf. Like I said, he is the puddle that likes to be cuddled, but every once in a while he does get a little zoom in him, and I just think it is the funniest thing in the world to see him try to chase after a ball, because he will try to throw it, but I just think that is hilarious because when he goes to try to run, he kind of has to kickstart, you know, so he'll do his back legs a couple times. When you have your own time with the cats, separate from cleaning, when you're sitting here and you're able to groom the cats, or you're on your lunch break, or you come on your day off or something like that and you're able to just sit with them, and I feel like it's a form of communication between, even though, you know, we can't talk to them or whatever. Back when I was a kennel attendant, it was one of my last days, and I realized I had a whole lot of pictures of the cats, but I had no pictures with the cats. So it wasn't a whole lot of evidence of me being here, and so I tried to take a selfie with him, and it was just I don't know how they know the camera's there, you know what I mean? And he just kind of slow turned and faced me, and I was just kind of please, and then he just kind of faced the camera, and that's the only good picture I have with Sterling, even though I've tried, because usually he'll try to attack my camera or something. I love coming into the room and to start talking to him and he immediately starts purring. I think that's always precious. Merlin's beatboxing. I think this goes for all of the cats, including Sterling. Just keep in mind that he is blind, and when you go to approach him, it is the first time that you are ever meeting him, and it's the first time that he's ever meeting you. So I always like to tell people, especially kids, when they come in to meet the cats, to just kind of put your hand up to their nose and let them know that you're there, especially if you've never been around a blind or Merlin blind and deaf kitty. It's just something for them to get used to and know that, you know, it's okay, because if you startle them immediately, they're not going to be as excited to be around you as you may hope. So I definitely keep that in mind. Sterling loves when you scratch the top of his head. He loves that. He'll be very excited.
actually trained in his room. That was kind of my room for a long time. He was in room 3 up front with Scotty and Popcorn and Marianne and Izzy and Gina. He was one of the first kids I met, actually. I think I interviewed in that room too. But he was one of the first ones I met, and I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, he's so beautiful and he's so fluffy and big.
Have there been any ways that you've seen him like grow or change since you've known him?
Not really. He's always been kind of the same sweet, big baby, honestly. Like, he's always been the biggest like snuggle bug, and he always loves to cuddle with his friends. He hasn't super changed too much. Like, he's always been like super chill, super sweet. He likes to go on adventures now. He likes to leave his room and like walk down the hall. So maybe he's become a little bit more adventurous. He has the sweetest purrs. He's such a sweet guy. He always comes down to greet you, and he always has like just sweetness for you. I mean, look at him. He's such a sweet guy.
Do you have a time that you felt a real connection with Sterling?
Probably after Scotty died, because Scotty was my baby and Sterling was like my number 2 man. And so I got a lot closer to Sterling after Scotty passed away. And I think so did Izzy too. We have that shared experience.
What would you tell somebody who might be meeting Sterling and his friends for the very first time?
He's super friendly, and he just wants to, he's a big guy, but he will come and he will sit in your lap and he will try and like rub his face on your face. He always has big purrs for you. But I would just say bring treats for him, and he will probably be your best friend because he loves treats.
And he's such like a chill cat to just hang out
He is the chillest.
with. Calming to the soul.